Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 lottery winners that lost their money. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. We've all fantasized about winning the lottery, and how we'd spend the money, but only a few people see their dreams come true. Unfortunately, nearly a third of lottery winners become bankrupt within a few years of winning. They become addicted to the lifestyle and spend their gains on exotic cars, shopping sprees, luxurious mansions, and costly holidays. They quickly find themselves in a worse condition than they were in before to their victory. The following are the top 10 lottery winners that have lost their winnings. Number 10. Lisa Arkand. When Lisa Arkand won the lotto, the first thing she did was throw a $3,000 party for all of her friends. The lottery prize of $1 million was won by a single mother, but the money would not last long. Arkand had fallen behind on her bills in less than 4 years. Arkand spent her profits on a new house and furniture, a couple of vacations, enrolling her kid in a Catholic school, and opening her dream restaurant. She borrowed $50,000 from her savings account to help launch the seafood restaurant, but it was slow at first. The restaurant's business never picked up, and she was forced to close it when she couldn't pay her costs and became in debt. Number 9. Martin and Kay Tott. A couple that bought lottery tickets with the same number every week missed a weekly drawing, and it cost them a lot of money. Martin and Kay Tott bought lottery tickets with the same numbers every week: 6 for his birthday, 7 for her birthday, 11 for their wedding day, 23 and 32 for their ages, when they met, and 44 for his grandmother's house number. The Tots heard on the news that someone in their neighborhood had won the lotto, but that the winning ticket had not been claimed. They knew the winning numbers were theirs right away, but there was one major problem: they couldn't find their ticket. Martin tried to prove that the numbers were theirs by contacting the lottery corporation Camelot, but they were told that they would not be receiving the rewards. They bought the lottery ticket, according to surveillance footage from the convenience store. For years, he battled Camelot in court, but he was never victorious. His wife divorced him as a result of the circumstances, he began drinking regularly, and he never received any money. He eventually found happiness with a new career and partner, and he is attempting to be grateful for what he has, but the lottery money was never received. Number 8. Lara and Roger Griffiths. When Lara and Roger Griffiths of West Yorkshire won a $2.4 million lottery, they were just an ordinary working-class couple. With a bottle of champagne and Indian takeout, the couple discreetly celebrated their victory at home. However, that simple celebration would mark the end of their routine lives. The Griffiths resigned their jobs, bought a convertible Audi, and stayed at a 5-star hotel during a trip to Dubai within a week after winning the lotto. They also moved to a nicer home, equipped it with excellent furnishings, went on more lavish vacations, and went on shopping sprees. Roger began drinking and Lara began spending money on making herself appear better, and their lives began to spin out of control. The reward money quickly depleted to the point where the couple had to file for divorce. Number 7. Freddie Young. In February 2011, Freddie Young was a member of a group that played the lotto together, and were fortunate enough to see their numbers come up as winners. Each participant in the group earned a $1.6 million cash settlement, after the group won a $46 million prize. Young was only able to enjoy that money for a few months as a result of his conduct. Greg McNichol was assassinated outside of an apartment building he owned in May 2011. Young shot and killed McNichol during an argument between McNichol and Young's daughter over 2 months of unpaid rent. Young claimed he had no idea he was holding the firearm until it fired, but he was found guilty by a jury. Young received a sentence of 25 to 30 years in jail. Young's money was frozen after McNichol's wife launched a wrongful death case. Number 6. Willie Hurt. Willie Hurt won $3.1 million in Michigan's Super Lotto in 1989. But he soon found himself bankrupt and in prison. His life took a downward spiral after he divorced, lost custody of his children, and began abusing narcotics on a regular basis. He was arrested in 1991 for the murder of a lady over crack cocaine. Wendy Kimmy was shot in the head and found dead at the Birkwood Inn. Hurt had been staying at the inn for around 3 weeks when he was arrested. Several witnesses claimed to have overheard Kimmy and Hurt bickering, and that he was enraged because she couldn't find any crack cocaine. He was ordered to have a psychiatric evaluation, and if convicted, he may spend the rest of his life in prison. Number 5. Janet Leigh. In 1993, Janet Leigh won $18 million in the Illinois state lottery. She elected to make $620,000 in annual installments. Lee was generous with her gains, devoting the majority of her yearly rewards to charitable groups and political contributions. Her contributions won her favor with various politicians, and she was invited to dinner with Bill Clinton and Al Gore. Because of her generous giving, the Washington University School of Law has her name inscribed in the reading room. She continued to give until she had nothing more to give. Lee filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 2001 after selling the rights to her annual payments. She claimed to have only $700 in her bank account and a debt of more than $2.5 million. Number 4. Suzanne Mullins. Suzanne Mullins won a $4.2 million lottery in 1993 and chose to accept annual installments. The nice woman intended to give her riches to her family, but the funds were in short supply. Mullins' bills began to pile up just 5 years after winning the lotto. In order to catch up, she sought a loan from a charitable organization. Mullins claimed she was going into debt after paying $1 million in medical bills for her son-in-law. She was broke and owed the organization more than $150,000 10 years after winning, which they sued her for. Number 3. Bud Post. William Bud Post may be one of the lottery's unluckiest winners in history. Post won a record-breaking $16.2 million in the Pennsylvania lottery in 1988. When he won the lotto, he was broke and surviving on disability payments, but more money meant more troubles for Post. It only took Post 3 months to spend all of his money and end up in debt. Post bought a restaurant, a used car yard, and an aeroplane within 2 weeks of receiving his first annual payout of $500,000. After a few months, he found himself in a $500,000 debt. His relatives forced him to invest in useless businesses, and his landlord persuaded him to hand over a third of his earnings, yet this was not the worst news Post could have received. Post and his sixth wife were killed by a hitman hired by his brother. He eventually declared bankruptcy, did a brief sentence in prison for killing a bill collector, and died of respiratory failure in 2006. Number 2. Evelyn Adams. We all know that winning the lotto just once is exceedingly unlikely, but imagine winning the lottery twice. Evelyn Adams, a convenience store employee in New Jersey, experienced exactly this. She won her first prize in October 1985, totaling $3.9 million, and her second win in February 1986, totaling $1.4 million in a lottery game. When Adams got the money, she used it to pay off her debts, buy a new car, and start a college fund for her daughter. She subsequently became generous with her money, giving it to those who needed it, but her generosity would finally break her. She was not only squandering her money, but she had also developed a serious gambling problem. She was broke and living in a trailer park 20 years after her historic victories. Number 1. Sharon Tirabassi. Imagine winning $10 million a decade later and having nothing to show for it. Sharon Tirabassi, 35, of Hamilton, won the Ontario lottery and took home $10,569,000. She instantly split her profits among her family when she initially received them. Her parents earned $1 million, while her siblings shared $1.75 million. She was also giving to others, purchasing homes, paying rent, and lending money to start businesses. She became a little rash with her money as time went on, purchasing a Hummer, Mustang, Charger, and Escalade, as well as multiple holidays to Cancun and the Caribbean. It didn't take her long to recognize that the money was running out, so she put the rest of her gains into a trust for her 6 children, which will become available when they reach the age of 26. Tirabassi has returned to the working class, where she works part-time, rents a home, and takes the bus. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.